Hey, there we go.
Hey.
I didn't even say go live. I'm not in control of my own channel anymore. Anyway, how are you two gentlemen?
I no complain.
Good.
Yeah, not too bad.
Sorry, go on.
Oh, no, I got nothing.
I was going to say, it's nice to see you coordinated with the background nearest to you, John, on the screen. The yellow and orange spirals.
Oh, okay.
And me and Tim absolutely did not colour coordinate this time.
It's a pretty good bet that I'm just wearing a black t-shirt.
Yeah.
Not Mr. Morris isn't with us today because his F&D is kicking his butt, so he's taking it easy in front of the telly, I think, and just relaxing. And Mr. Evans, not sure what's happened, so stuck with us three today. Lucky bunch.
Nice.
Lucky bunch.
Lucky. Yes. How have you been getting on, Tim? Not seen you all week since Monday.
Yeah, not too bad. Just been doing uni stuff. So yeah, got a little report due midnight. Had to identify the unknown substance. Yeah, I needed a break anyway. I'm on the home stretch. Like I know what it is. My mystery substance was what did I say it was?
Fentanyl.
Ethyl P amino benzoate.
I had one of them and the wheels fell off.
So yeah, no, I'm happy with that. Like all the tests and stuff are done. I just got to write a little bit more, explaining why I came to that conclusion, and yeah, and we'll bang that in. And did surprisingly well on my midterm. So yeah, it's all downhill.
Yeah, it would have been quicker if you asked Jim, because I'm pretty sure he went to school with Ethel.
And what have you been up to, John, today?
Oh, we just came back from Hammer Barn. Just went off and bought some paint and rollers and everything else to attack the. Finally getting around to painting that thing there, like the change of door
with the rest of the garage
and all that gack. So I've got a bit of stuff, cans and rollers and brushes, and that's my weekend planned.
Sounds like fun.
Right. Oh, that's all right.
Painting a 1-to-1 scale wall.
Yeah.
Excellent. I got some new bookquisitions today.
Oh yeah?
They've arrived. You'll quite like one of them, John. So, I got that one.
Military aircraft markings.
Yeah. Because I thought it would show you what the markings are and what they mean and stuff like that. But it doesn't. It's actually like a spotter's guide. So it tells you the tail number, the type of aircraft, and who owns which part of the military and things. Which squadrons and stuff.
Is it worldwide or just British or?
Seems to be worldwide.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not.
If you want to run down of what the stencils mean and all that, I can tell you that.
I got that one.
Panzers of the Wehrmacht.
Yeah. So that's quite interesting. It's got the history and specs for every armoured vehicle used by the Wehrmacht during the war. So that was cool. That was supposed to be 13 quid, and I got it for, I think, £4 or something, or £6. And then there's this one.
Oh, okay.
The complete works of William Shakespeare.
How thick is that? Oh, bloody hell.
Right, compared to that.
My God.
I've 700 Star Wars episode 4, 5, and 6 written as Shakespeare.
That's over 700 pages, and it's got the 19th century illustrations with it and everything, and a poster and stuff.
Oh, there you go.
It's supposed to be 50 quid, and I got it for 15.
That's enough reading for you for tomorrow and tomorrow and tomorrow. Bit of Macbeth there, but you know.
Yeah. Should we crack on with the chat?
Why not? Why not?
What's with the chat? Don't need that start. Ian says, "Happy Friday, everyone." Happy Friday, Ian.
Gary says, "G'day, Ian. Happy Friday. Lol, I'll be watching the spell checker for errors."
David's in. He says, "G'day, Ian and Gary M. Yes, happy Friday. Hope you're both well."
Bob says, "Ooh, it is International Talk Like a Pirate Day. Good day, you lubbers." There we go.
Paul says, "Morning, gents."
And then he's poisoning people.
Bob says, "My problem with today is that being from Devon, I naturally sound piratical."
JT says, "Good morning, everyone. Friday is here."
Bob says, "Going to not type too much as painkillers might make me make no sense at times."
Okay.
The rise of the planet of the apes.
JT says, "After I finish the dry dock, I'm excited to begin the Strand Beast."
Nice. David, well, working 3 models at the moment. Lancaster, Bob gifted me. Fuselage together. No. The Fokker DR1 top wing on and arc roll wanting some paint. Nice. Tim's zooming in on something there.
Sorry. Tim says, "Morning, folks. Happy Friday. Please don't forget about that like button. Thank you."
Thank you.
Yeah. That sounded like that anti-piracy video piracy advert that comes on before the films. Or is it switch off your phones? Thank you. Duke says, "Arr, good day, all you beautiful people. Happy International Talk Like a Pirate Day, me hearties."
Patrick says, "G'day, everyone."
Good day.
Oh, Columbus is in. He's saying evening usuals.
Hey, Callum. Bob says, "Can't we be unusual for a change?" Change.
Joe says, "Wow, lots of you up early. Good morning, afternoon, evening to all in chat. Happy Friday. For those not feeling well, sure hope you start feeling better soon."
Yeah. Julian says, "Afternoon, Archangel Mikey. Evening, Tim and me."
Hello, Julian. Kevin says, "Good day, everyone." Hello, Kevin.
Duke says, "I see Mikey and Tim are wearing black for the black flags of piracy."
Gary says, "A view from a bridge. Oh, the senior ones are aboard."
Philip says, "Good evening, all." Hello, Philip.
Yeah.
Frank says, "That's a great cure for insomnia."
Yep.
JT says, "John and Gary need flight jackets." I don't know if we do.
Patrick says, "A couple of hours of light reading, Mikey." Yeah, it's even got a chapter that's just quotes from all the different plays and sonnets, and it's got the history of Shakespeare and the history of the illustrator as well. You know, it's pretty cool. The illustrations in it, beautiful.
Duke says, "We had some interesting bushrangers, a bit like American outlaws, but with big beards."
I thought it was like the Australian Power Rangers.
Yeah, just think of Power Rangers. Yeah, closer to the truth. Yeah. Julian says, "To be or not to be, your father." Shakespeare Star Wars mashup.
Jim says, "Hello to all on screen and in chat." Hello, Jim.
Hello, Jim.
JT says, "The cartoon for Timman needs an eye patch."
Problem is, I'd have to do that with AI, and you can guarantee doing it with AI, it'd put 2 eye patches on. So you just look like a blind crocodile.
It says, IIRC, the traditional pirate accent came about simply because the first actor to play a pirate spoke like that.
Yeah.
Sounds right.
Hobby Time says, "Hi, guys."
He says, "Was Ned Kelly a bushranger?"
He sure
He
was.
He was. I don't really know why bushrangers are romanticized in Australia, because they were just highwaymen and cop killers. There's nothing really to look up to, you know.
Wow. Yeah. You know, yeah. They strung him up. Poor bloke. Oh, but, you know, that's what you get for being a sovereign citizen of the 1880s.
And on that note, shall we head over to the desk?
Sure.
Yeah.
All right. So zooming down, I've had a bit of progress with the Jagdpanther. So I've
Do tell.
leaning across. Where are my things? Okay, there we go. So the paints I've used are the AK Real Colors. Was it Dunkelgelb, Rotbraun, and Olive Grun? So yay! And what I've done is copy as best I can the paint pattern on the Jagdpanther they recently finished restoring in Cairns, the Armour Museum. So it's not a direct copy. I've chosen to paint the wheels splodges of green and red brown as well. But the one in Cairns, the wheels are unpainted and the side skirts will go on next.
Mhm.
So they're here. They're photo etched. They're painted in the Dunkelgelb, but I'll need to, you know, once they're hung, then continue to paint downwards or whatever. But I'll be working on the tracks. So where I am with them is I've primed them, gone over with a coat of NATO black. The next step is another coat of leaning across again. So Vallejo NATO black, 50% of that, 40% of RLM 26 brown. NATO brown, I guess you'd call it, and 10% of ROT, RLM23. That'll sort of do the rusty sort of colour a bit. And then once that's done in splodgy patterns, then I go over it with a bit of a wash, which I'll get to next. But that's
Cool.
where I'll be. I'll go over at the booth, giving it a spray with those things.
Cool.
Very nice.
I've done my tracks too.
Yeah. Oh, yeah? Show us that. Oh. Okay. So what's your method?
Primed it black. Painted it with steel. And then just put some, what was it? I think it was... Oh, cripes. What did I use? I think it was a bit of NATO brown something, but I watered it right down and just let it sit in the grooves. Just let it sit into the bits in between the tracks, and then just dry brushed the steel again. So, yeah, did like a brown wash over it, and then did a dry brush steel again over it, or something. I can't remember. I do something different every time. There you go.
And then my tracks are the same they were last week.
Oh, that's so good.
So
Yeah.
Coming along.
Cool.
Right. There you go. See it better like that. It might be rust, actually. Oh, yeah, it was. It was a rust colour. Tell you what it was now. Just remembered, I've got it in my drawer. It was burnt umber. That was it. Burnt umber.
Okay.
That's a super useful colour.
Yeah. It works. Oh, and I've put the side skirts on. I'm just finished. I did some of the painting on last night. Lots of triangles. Which are a pain to paint. Oh, and I painted the wheels last night too. Not that you can tell because they're camouflage and cunningly disguised. Patrick says, yes, he was, John. Paul says such is life. Duke says, John, that Rot Brun looks better than the interactive marker pens.
Okay, and that is the interactive marker pens and the difference between them, I guess. So that's the those two, and you can see that's very, very pink compared to that.
Yeah,
green's not so bad, but the rough brown is not really brown.
Yeah,
It's
as
pink.
Mr. Morris found out.
Yeah,
Much to his annoyance.
yeah.
JT says those are sexy looking models.
Maybe he's watching a different channel.
Yeah. Paul says, good job, fellas. Thank you, Paul. Gary says, or Jim says, Timmy, that model looks good enough to eat in that colour scheme.
Thanks, mate.
There you go. Joe says, those Yags are coming very well, gentlemen. Wow.
Thank you.
Thank you, buddy.
Yeah,
Cool.
Certainly a fun build. All right, moving to the
Cool thing
booth.
about having the side skirts on as well is you can actually just stand it on its side now. And it won't roll over when you're trying to paint it. Which is pretty cool. Oh, boy. Doing these triangles is right pain, trying to get in the right shape and size. And in the right place. Hopefully I can get them done today and then I can do an overspray with the base colour and then put the tracks on. Rawr, 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 rawr.
Not Benji.
No.
Sorry, it's annoying that the mic picks that up.
It's all right. Not a problem.
It's probably my wife just about home, I think, is what they're barking at.
I thought you were saying. I thought you mean it was the wife barking. I thought that's a bit harsh.
No.
I don't know whether to paint the triangles on the wheels because they'd just be turning, wouldn't they?
They would, yeah.
So it wouldn't look right. I don't think. I don't know. JT's just said Mikey's surprised the road wheels didn't get the triangles too. Well, I don't know whether to do them on there. But for now, I'm going to do brown and green triangles. Problem is, I keep getting them in the painting it, thinking, oh yeah, that'll be all right. And then I look at it and go, no, that needs to be slightly more that way. So I have to paint over it again and then redo it. It's a rat pain.
Right. This is where the droppers come in handy.
Droppers?
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
they are good for it.
Yeah. I tend not to mix them in the cup anymore. I never seem to be able to mix it properly.
I think I exclusively mix in the cup.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm a bit lazy that way as well.
Saying that, I don't mix colours very often.
Fair.
It tends to be mixing thinners with water or stuff with paint. So you either get a load of really thick paint and then perfectly thinned paint all of a sudden, or you get loads of water and then some nicely thin paint.
Yeah, it's easier just to break the cupola doors off.
Yeah. Jim's saying he's never seen ambush pattern applied to road wheels. Ah, but you've never seen a tank look this crap. You've never seen a tank with loads of triangles going all in the same direction.
Well, isn't that a vote of confidence for the efficacy of the camouflage?
Yeah, I'd say so. JT says, "Are you guys going to weather your creations?" Yeah, we're going to put them in dioramas, mate. In fact, I ordered liquid frost effect yesterday so that I can put puddles in it and make it look like they're frozen over. Me and Gary are doing winter ones, aren't we?
Yeah, I might do a little bit of chipping and drag some oils and stuff today. And then obviously paint the interior color on these cupola doors.
Yeah, well, you're well ahead of us, aren't you?
I don't think so.
Yeah.
Like I've got my tracks on, but you know, you guys are already there.
Yeah. Jem says, "I think the road wheels wouldn't need the triangles as vegetation and dirt would soon cover them over." Yeah. That is an excellent point. Duke says, "Having the triangles on the road wheels would make the poor anti-tank crews sick." It would also make it harder to target the wheels as well, wouldn't it? George says, "Good afternoon, all." Hello, George.
Hello, George.
Gino, hello, everyone in panel and chat. Hello, Gino.
Hello, Gino.
Jim says, "Prefer to mix the paint and thinner ratios in the cup rather than in separate containers because I'm cheap." I just got those little plastic shot glasses that you can get like 20 for £1 or something in the shop.
Oh, yeah.
Ian says, "Jim, me too." And then when I've used it, I just clean it out with a wet wash. George says, "Was the camo triangles a very unique scheme?" Yeah, it's a BBC scheme. It's BBC ambush scheme. Paul says, "The wheels on the Jag go round and round."
And they can do that all day long.
Yeah. Crazy.
Right.
Julian says, "I mix paint in the plastic egg cup." It's not a bad idea either. And Callum says, "Until the transmission breaks." Now, that's an interesting thing because the transmission did break a lot on them, but they think what it was the tank crews, by the time these were being used a lot, the tank crews were inexperienced and quickly trained, and they were young. So it was like giving a youngster a car for the first time. They just ragged them around all over the place instead of driving them properly, like they were supposed to have done. Because they found that now, if you drive them properly, they actually have very few problems with them. But they found that when they do mistreat them, they break down quite quickly.
So these would have been, being a Panther, these would have been more robust than a Tiger, correct? On transmission.
Possibly. I don't know. I've not looked that deep into it.
I'm no expert.
No. I mean, they were on a Panther G chassis. I know that.
I did get this started the other day too.
Oh. Ooh. A squadron or a fleet.
Oh.
Yeah, all my little planes for the where is he? The Yorktown.
Lovely.
So that's all coming along.
Nice. Well done, Sim. You're becoming quite the military modeler, aren't you?
Yeah, it's been a pretty busy year.
Considering a few months ago you were only doing figures.
Only doing figures.
Yeah, as in he didn't do military models.
I know what you mean, but like, you know, you can't talk down his ability to do figures. It's amazing.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, it's a different thing. But yeah, no, I've enjoyed doing the scale model stuff. It's like, you know, it's a bit bigger, a bit more interesting, and having to make things look realistic is a
things that aren't realistic
challenge.
look realistic. I think it's making something. You're pretty much making something from scratch as well, because whilst all the bits are molded, you've got to put them together, and then you've got to make it look like it's not a plastic toy. Like say, you got to try and make it. You try and make it look realistic.
Yeah, that's the main reason why I tend to go pretty heavy with weathering and stuff. Is because to me that's what separates something that you buy off the shelf and something that's like actually kind of made and painted and stuff.
Yeah. I agree.
Like my tiger. That was fun to do. That was a Rubicon model.
So which one? Which tiger did you say?
No, it's just this one.
Oh, yeah, tiger.
It's just a Rubicon model that I made.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Me and Gary were making the same model at the same time, and we didn't realise we'd both done the I Love M4H decals in the same place as well. John says, are you going to make battle damage and put building rubble on those tanks? Not on the tank, no. But it is going to have rubble around it. We've got quite a lot of chat. Bob says, arrows didn't even see the Indians. Paul says, Julian, where do you get plastic eggs? Wah, wah. Patrick says, I use soft plastic 30ml medicine cups. Yeah. George says, saw a restoration vid where they were filling the engine lubrication oil with blocks of wood to reduce the amount. Yeah, that was a way of sabotaging them in the factory, wasn't it? When they were putting the oil tanks in, they'd drop blocks of wood into the oil tanks, so that the crews would never put enough oil in, because they'd always think there was enough when there wasn't. John says, think they were slightly underpowered, John. Yeah, a little bit. Jim, my previous comment was referring to the paint and not the mixing cup. Too cheap to want to lose paint that is left behind in the mixing cup. Yeah. I think we gathered that. Not that you're cheap, but that's what you were talking about. I would never call you cheap, Jim. Jem says, George D, the arrows are Mikey's special effects scheme. Left, slightly right, right, slightly down, slightly left. This way up. George says, heard a case of a Jagdpanther driving up a hill, encountering American troops and turning around while on the hill instead of reversing. He was blown up as soon as the side armor was exposed. Yeah. Bob, as for in-cup mixing, I accidentally forgot to pull the pipette out once and did squeeze and repeat to get the last drops out, realizing I was sucking and spitting the paint, effectively mixing it. David, Tim, that Hornet is looking good so far. You're not doing the Doolittle raid then.
No.
That was a long pregnant pause, and then no.
Yeah, I know. I was gonna just leave it, and then I was like, oh, he's not talking.
Yeah, waiting for an answer here. John says, amazing how steady Mike is painting that pattern. Wait until I start getting frustrated with it. Jim, I just painted me water ball. Jim says, the Panther, like other heavy German AFVs, did not have a proper engine and drivetrain designed for the vehicle. No.
Right.
JT says, Mikey has a Tiger 1. I do. I've got a 135 Tiger 1 actually in the cupboard. I'll do that at some point. Jim says, makes me laugh when people say of parking spaces, you could get a tank in that. Of course you could. A tank would make it in its own space. And Ozzy says, happy Friday all.
Yeah. Hello.
The one you hear quite a lot around here is you could get a bus in there. Jim says, one of the original design drawings of the Panther has a virtual carbon copy of the T-34. Interesting.
Oh, there you go.
Mm-hmm.
So, people working on the models today? If so, what are we working on? Yeah, no comments. Cool. Well, yeah. We did quite well the other day. We had over 300 comments.
Madness.
It's almost as mad as baggy trousers. Jim says, I have a picture of it somewhere. We'll post in Discord when I find it. Cool. George says, on the topic of German tanks, there's a gentleman at the model show in Stafford last month who gave me one of the Achtung Panzer books he was selling. A really, really good book. Yeah. Yeah, they are good, them ones. I keep going to get one they got one on the A7V. But I'm like, I can't, I'm not paying that much.
I'll be back in a minute, lads. I just got to go help Kat with something.
Sure.
Patrick says, painting the wheels on the bus because they go round as well. Yeah. JT says, John could be great traffic reporter in the news. He was the right voice for it. It's calm voice. He's not like those people that speak too fast. What are you trying to say?
Yeah, Mikey.
Yeah. David says, it's the Fokker DR1 the mo. The small fiddly bits. Not that I'm saying David's slow. I'm just speaking slower. Ian says, I'm finishing off some Shelf Queens, a 48th P47, 32nd 109, and the Airfix Ferret.
Nice.
Thanks.
Oh, righty then.
Scott's in. He says, hello, everyone. I'm working on my Willy. What?
No doubt.
I hope he means a Jeep.
Okay.
Gino, hopefully I can get a couple of hours in on that bloody Corsair. Yeah, hopefully. Jim says, Ian, what kit is 32nd scale ME109? Joe, you all probably have never heard of it. But in 95, we had a crazy man steal a tank and drove it all over the San Diego freeway. It was an M60A3. He was an Army veteran. Yeah, I did see that. I've seen a few documentaries on that. And about Killdozer.
Yeah.
Scott says Jeep. Willie's Jeep. There we
go. Gino says Corsair from Revell.
Yeah.
Columbus says still working on my M8 A1 GMC conversion. Have made 15 modifications to the original M8 HMC Scott kit. Oh, there you go.
Oh yeah, he's done really good on that.
Duke says he's not modelling tonight. Too tired after night shift. I worked on my 1 to 10 scale RAF bust last night at work. Hope my boss isn't watching. Don't think she will.
Hey, you never know. We do get women watching now.
Julian says, JT, the problem with me, I would start talking about the traffic and segue into a long discourse about RWF engineering. Well, maybe. You never know. You never know.
Actually, I agree. You probably would, to be fair.
Ian's doing the Edward 109E, which is a very nice kit.
Yeah. Bob says...
I thought you were busy doing a scheme, so I was greeting.
I'm doing both, but I don't mind taking it in turns or whatever. Bob says temporary cessation of hostilities due to wobbly hands and black and white fingers from overspray.
Right.
Yeah. That's always fun. Joe, I remember that Joe's scary thing having a tank rampaging through your neighborhood. Yeah.
Wow. Speaking of which, I saw one of those F-250s here today. Thought the same thing.
Are you on about Ford pickup truck?
Yeah.
Yeah, they are quite big. The GMC trucks are big, though, aren't they, as well?
Oh, yeah.
That we had in Iraq.
Oh, yeah, yeah. All right, so tracks. So as you saw earlier, I did a mix of NATO black.
Yes.
One, it's like, what was it 50% NATO black, 40% brown, and 10% red. So that leaves just a slightly. It's hard to see there, but it's a slightly sort of rusty color standing in.
Yes.
The second way of doing tracks to weather them from Andy's hobby headquarters video that I saw is using Vallejo. He used a desert dust model wash as a pigment fixer, and mixed into it European earth, burnt sienna, and a light sienna. So all bits and bobs, and just sort of spatter on the inside, outside, and all that sort of stuff. And I believe it looks really good. So I'm going to do it again on these tracks.
All right, then. We look forward to seeing the outcome, John.
I'll probably make a mozza of it. We shall see.
Hey, we'll do that sometimes. Don't worry.
It'll come good.
Yeah. Ian says, Jim, I have the Trumpeter 109 K4 in 132nd. There you go. Jim says, Aussie Ian, I have that Edward kit too. Is it the Galland version with the figure of her general? Her general? Even? Her general?
Her genitals?
Yes.
Trevor wins us in. He's saying he's building the Mobius, the Grim Reaper.
Ooh.
Hello, Trevor.
Hello.
Welcome. There we are. And
Sorry for John's outburst about female reproductive system.
JT is saying, I always wonder if anyone in military service is taught to talk a certain way on radio. The purpose of speaking is to communicate. John does it well. That is a compliment. Me, a wise guy? Lol.
Yes.
Yes, we're taught what they call Raytel. It's radio telegraphy. It's just a way of saying certain words. You've got things like pitting and shortcomings with certain radios. But if you talk things like you say, instead of 3, you say 3, for instance, you'll be easier heard on things like HF radios.
Yes.
But it's the old sort of, you get told that, over and out is something you never say.
No, because it's contradictory.
It's two separate things.
Yes.
Yeah, it's like it's meant to like streamline, like John was saying, with certain radios and bits of kit and stuff, but it also removes idiosyncrasies in the way individuals talk by providing a standardized.
It makes it what Tim isn't, because concise.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
So, for instance, if you're talking an HF radio, which is a very long range, you slow down your cadence as well. So instead of saying an aircraft on the ground is a flightless bird, the name for it is penguin. So you'd say what base you're at, penguin, whatever. You could say penguin if you like, if you're based there. But but you'd repeat it twice, but you'd slow down the cadence. So instead of saying penguin Richmond, you'd say penguin Richmond. And speak slower. More chance that you'll be heard. And in fact, I heard myself talk. It bounced all the way around the world and came back to me 9 minutes later. No word of a lie.
And you're still saying the same word.
Well, it was the only way I could sign up the radio because no one replied. But we heard ourselves, so I was able to transmit and receive, so I signed it up serviceable.
Yeah.
You do the thing from the Grinch. How it's like, I'm an idiot. I'm an idiot. I'm an idiot. You're an idiot. You're an idiot. You're an idiot. Comes the echo.
Yeah. I don't understand why people struggle with phonetics so much. Phonetic alphabet. It's not difficult.
You're right. Yeah.
Well, it differs country to country too.
That's true.
It's standard across most countries except from America. If you think about it, otherwise it wouldn't work for airlines and things. Talking to ATCs.
Well, that's true, but that's since, let's say, the Second World War or whatever. Of course, the standardized way of international. Gary would be the one to talk about this, but English is I guess the international language of air traffic control and all that sort of stuff. So you can speak no English at all, but you'd have to understand certain words and what they mean and everything else. Yeah. But things like, say, 5KAR, for us it would be 5 Kilo Alpha Romeo. But in World War II Germany, it was... click, 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 click. Yeah,
there's the Enigma machine, wasn't it? Click, click, click,
Kilo
click.
Anton Ricard. So, they had a different phonetic alphabet then because a different part of the world.
Yeah. JC says, do you have to worry about kangaroos coming in with the door open?
Well, yeah, so I did have to work on a plane that had 12 kangaroo strikes. Hurt taking off on a dirt strip, and a bunch of kangaroos ran out of the side of it.
Which, if you've ever met a kangaroo, they are the dumbest animals on earth.
Oh, they really are. They see lights, they run towards it.
Yeah. You slow down to avoid them. And like we did this when I was a kid. Dad slowed down and, had a big family. So we're in like a people mover. And we've slowed down. And then it's seen its reflection in the side of the silver car and spooked itself and then jumped straight into it and knocked itself out and put a big bloody dent in the car.
Trevor says, hi. Hi, Trevor. Julian says, if anyone wants to do an aircraft flown by a famous World War II pilot, top-notch masts. There are a few custom masts for them. Excellent.
Yeah. So I was nearly about to order a top-notch mask earlier today. I did not because I haven't decided whether to proceed with that as an next kit or not. Trying to decide whether it'll be a MiG-21 as an Iraqi scheme and put it in Fighter World, along with where are they? I had them yesterday. Along with all this, there we go. These things. So bag tags. Destination Airfield Baghdad, Tarin Kabul, spelt wrong, Q8. I've got some other ones, but I need to find. I think I've got 2 other ones, but I was going to put them in Fighter World in the Desert War display with a MiG-21 and
See,
Iraqi
what you
scheme.
could have done is if you'd had one for every location you'd been to with the RAF, you could always put a framed picture of like you with your squadron up or something, and then put the tags around it in the frame.
Yeah.
Yeah, I read that comment. Aussie Ian says, no, Jim, it's the weekend edition boxing. Julian says, as I understand it, out is to end the conversation on the radio. Over just means your turn to speak. Yeah. So if you say over and out, you're saying awaiting response, no response required.
Yeah. Over means you're transmitting over somebody else. So, you can either do an emergency code, or you can hit a button called guard and you'll transmit over somebody else, but you'll say...
See, that's not what it means. That's not what it means in the British forces.
Yeah, but...
In the British forces, it's the end of the transmission and awaiting response.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everyone's RATEL is going to be different.
Yeah. I'm talking about aircraft.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Junior says, be right back, Kara here.
Very good.
Okey-dokey. GM says, phonetic simplified words. Yeah. Patrick, I wonder if the people doing announcements at airports take a course in being ineligible.
Well, I think they take lessons in how to sound ineligible.
That's what you just said.
Ineligible. And then I was about to say ineffective, but
Hang on. Ineligible means you don't qualify to join in.
I know, that's why I stopped myself.
Yeah, that's ineligible.
Intelligible. It should be, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. No, just and hello to James, if you're watching.
Bob says sounds like the weird words mucked up by the sideband radios in the old CB days. Yeah.
Yeah.
JPC says, greetings, folks. Work looks amazing. Thank you. CBG says, hi, everyone. Hello, TBG. PT says, my sil worked as ATC at Perth Airport for 10 years.
There you
go. GM says, roost strikes, camel strikes, deer strikes, large snake across the windscreen of C-130, low flying in Borneo. That took some explaining. A low flying snake. JT says, do you get koalas in your neck of the woods, or are they in a more wild setting? Are they gentle animals?
Well, you need to protect your neck. This is true, Timmy, yes?
Yeah, drop bears are a real thing.
Drop bears are a thing. They will go you. Seldom have lived to tell the tale.
Yeah, no, they're around, JT. They're around. They're another dumb creature that likes to run onto the road.
And give you chlamydia.
And they're riddled with chlamydia.
Yeah.
Bob says, flash sideways to Kangaroo Jack, Jerry O'Connell, and some others. Jim says, watch your clearance, Clarence. Watch your Vector, Victor.
That's wonderful. Great film.
Jim says, photo posted on Discord in the reference category. Wonderful. There we go.
What's in your phonetic alphabet? What's Q, Mikey?
Quebec.
Yeah. All right, so that's the same. It's funny that you're kind of boasting about how we speak English and stuff, and then it's like a French word. Quebec.
Alpha Bravo Charlie Delta Echo Foxtrot Golf India Hotel India Juliet Kilo Lima Mike November Oscar Papa Quebec Romeo Sierra Tango Uniform Victor Whiskey Yankee X-Ray Zulu.
Yeah, same.
Madness. You join Navy as comms and or SIGs sort of thing, and you have to do it with semaphore to pass the test. It's crazy.
Yeah. And then you have to pass kissing class and hand holding.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't like bunters. They suck.
It was a strange experience to turn up at Cerberus and watching them do it. Because like they were yelling at each other, and we're just like, can't do a bloody thing.
See, I was in a really interesting time because when I joined, we were still using the Klansman radios, so everything had to be done through bloody code books and things. But by the time I left, or by the time I come back from Iraq, we were using Bowman. So literally, you could just type in the message, and it just auto encrypted it for you, and then it did the other set decrypted it. But you could send emails and everything in plain text, and it just encrypted it all. So that was pretty cool.
Yeah.
GM says, drop bears, watch the claws, they hurt. Paul says, no drop bears in the West Oz. They are culled at the border.
You got a bloody big fence for that.
By Marley's, I think, isn't it?
Well, there's not that many of us.
Marley Pest Control. JT says, I heard Australia has the greatest number of venomous snakes in the world. Are there a problem in urban areas?
Yeah, occasionally. Like none of us. Like I've made it to 56 so far. So far. So a couple of weeks ago, there was a red-bellied black in my backyard. We saw each other, said g'day, and I just didn't see him again after that. But yeah, they'd go, yeah. But I live to tell a tale.
Yeah. The thing you got to remember about Australia is we are bloody big. So when you say urban areas, it's like saying, are there like a coyote's an issue in Michigan? It's like, we got urban areas everywhere. So further up north, like Darwin, Townsville, all that stuff, they're around a lot.
Yeah,
but generally, most suburbs, no, you can go through life and not see one in the wild.
Yeah,
depends how you live.
Yeah, it was a similar thing when the Kung Flu was about. So apparently, Cardiff, the Welsh government came up with this idea of you can't travel outside of like more than 15 minutes for exercise. You weren't allowed to go to the country for exercise, which is great in Cardiff and South Wales because most of South Wales is built up, or a lot of South Wales is built up areas. You go north of the M4 into Mid Wales and North Wales, it's very small communities surrounded by countryside. So what they were doing was in Mid and North Wales was telling everyone you have to stay in a small area with lots of people instead of spreading out a little bit. Because they couldn't get their head around the fact that we have completely different sort of layouts up here. It made sense in South Wales where you'd have to maybe go half-hour drive to get to the countryside, but over here it is easier to get to the countryside than it was to stay around other people. Yeah. GM says, the American FAA, CAA insist we all obey their rules, even if we are in another country. Soon sorted that out. David says, my start was with the Larkspur radios, then Klansman. Bloody hell, that is old school. I met the guy who designed the circuit boards for the Klansman radios.
Is that Mr. Klansman?
He was amazed that they were still in when I was in. TBG says, true story, they were testing the Tonka's canopy against bird strikes by firing frozen chickens out of the cannon. They were about to sign the canopy off as cleared for flight. However, it failed the test. It turned out that one of the works cats has... What? Turned out one of the works cats has passed and someone put it in the freezer. What?
There you go.
There we go.
Wow.
Duke says, koalas sound like wild pigs in the bush. Don't get in the way of a male koala getting to a new tree. They get a bit aggro.
Oh, they do. They're quite territorial. Yeah.
Joe says the red belly snakes will go the brown snakes, so you're good to go.
Yeah.
Junior says back. Patrick says, when walking through the bush or long grass, never try to be quiet. TVG says, hi, front. And JT says, Karen says, hello. Hello, Karen.
Hello, Karen. Alrighty. So they're the tracks done. I'm going to let them dry because they're all sorts of like just different sort of textures, different colors, and different sort of areas of splodgy. Make it all just splash. But it's quite wet because using, of course, a wash as a fixer, it's going to take a while for that to dry. But there we go. That's how it comes out. Once that goes on, then it'll be a bit more in the wheels and yada yada. But that'll do for now.
Excellent, John. JT says, my better half who puts up with me. Lol. Don't all our wives?
Well, my wife puts up with you.
Put up with me longer than you. Oh, dear. Julie says, Julian says, oh no, hang on, no. Jim says, hello, Mrs. Thompson. JT says, Tuesday will be 25 years. Julian says, reference phonetic alphabet. Once I was spelling something to a customer, Romeo what? Realized I was spelling the word for the letter. Never mind. TBD says 25 beers, you get less for robbing a bank. You get less for doing a lot worse.
Going up head back in a mo.
JT says lol TBG. So is there anything interesting going on in Australia at the minute, Tim?
That bloke that killed 2 cops in Victoria and then fled into the bush, he's still at large.
Yeah. Doing well,
then.
He's doing well playing hide and seek with the police, son.
Yeah, well, he's an outdoorsman, so we'll see how that plays out, but hopefully they get him.
Yeah.
But yeah, they've got the military involved now as well, kind of helping out.
I suppose that's the thing, because you do have such a vast wilderness and stuff out there. It's really important that they do get found quickly before they end up going out and where nobody can find them.
Yeah, if you know what you're doing, you can get lost and stay gone. But yeah, hopefully they manage to track him down.
Yeah, it's a lot harder to do that in the UK.
Yeah, because you're an island of snitches.
Well, it's more that we're an island in general, really.
So are we?
We're an island?
Yes, but you're a very large island.
Yeah, I know. I'm just playing with you.
Using that one, every continent is an island.
Well, so you're the Scotland, Wales, and England together are the size of Victoria, which is our second smallest state. Well, state, yeah.
Yeah, and our
most communist like that.
Now, don't get into politics. John gets all upset.
Oh, you talk about COVID, I'll go full Trump. Don't you worry about that.
You're just peeved because you were proved wrong.
I thought ragging on Victoria was fair game.
Oh, that doesn't look right. I don't like that. No, don't like that. Bob says, my father kept checking to see if his marriage license had run out. JT, there is a rolling pin and cast iron skillet diplomacy. Karen is effective and hasn't had to resort to their use.
Nice.
TBG says Australia is Alcatraz spelt differently. Yeah. June says, laugh out loud, Bob. I found a registered disabled card in 2008 that expired in 1998. I commented, you mean I've been able to walk for the last decade? Why didn't anyone tell me? Yeah.
It's a fair point, actually, about Australia being Alcatraz. Wonder if anyone pointed that out to people in the UK that were protesting alligator Alcatraz.
Yeah.
It's like, you guys literally did it first.
Oh,
saltwater crocodiles, you know.
I'm going to send you the link to something, Tim, that I found yesterday. You'll like it. It's you know, there's all those theories about cloud seeding and things like that. It's the video from US Senate committee or something like that.
What's cloud seeding?
Well,
I know this might come as a shock. I'm not actually up to date on my conspiracy theories.
What?
It's stuff like stupid thing. It's stuff like they'd fly planes and try and put stuff in like aluminium oxide and stuff like that in the sky.
Oh, chemtrails. Yeah.
Well, they're holding a committee meeting in the US government the other day, and they were questioning a group of scientists that work for the government, and they said, "Yeah, the US government's been funding this for years. We've been doing it for years. Didn't you know?" So yeah,
I'll have to have a look, but you know,
yeah,
wouldn't be the first time.
No. Well, it's like I said before, and the difference between conspiracy and truth is time.
Yeah.
What the hell? What? There you go.
Although I don't think time is going to make Mr. Kubrick admit that the moon landing was filmed.
Well, you know, he's been dead for years, poor bloke.
Yeah. For the record, we landed on the moon.
Oh, thank you, Tim. Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you for that confirming.
Just in case there was any doubt there, that was a joke. The world is in fact a sphere.
No, it's not. It's a squashed sphere. I can't remember what the name of the shape actually is, but it's a sphere that's been squashed at both ends.
No, that's the water that does that with the.
Yeah, it makes it bulge out in the middle. Because it's because the rotation of the Earth as well, isn't it? It forces the water out of the middle. Jim says, John Marley, very nice paint scheme, John.
Thank you.
Jim, people missing for years in Oz. Navy guys found several missing aircraft after the 2019 bushfire. Had cleared the area near home. Crew still inside, missing since World War II. Wow.
There you go.
Yeah, we had a prime minister just go for a swim and never come back.
That's it.
Yeah, I was watching that on Camp Dankula the other day.
Yeah.
That was interesting.
Yeah, it's why it's like, you know, when things are unlikely, you can say, you know, when Harold Holt comes back.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I'm pretty sure there actually is a Harold Holt Memorial swimming pool.
Oh, there absolutely is. Yeah.
Yeah. Which is sort
of... It's a whole leisure centre.
Public
sort of hilarious.
Pool.
Yeah.
Yeah, he mentions it in the video. JT says Australia has a penal colony. Depends on how how you pronounce that word. Funny how you pronounce words differently, and it changes the connotation. Yes. Although penal and penile are different.
Yeah.
Different spelling. Paul says, I have seen a few salties, big fellas, was told not to sleep on the beach in Darwin.
Yeah, don't sleep on the beach in Darwin.
Otherwise, Darwin will beat you.
Yeah.
Bob says, cloud seeding, where they sow lightweight diet veg in the sky. John, there we go. It's an oblate spheroid.
There you go.
Thank you, John. GM says, JT, Australia was penal and free settlers colony.
Yeah. So if you meet somebody from South Australia, they will tell you that they're the only state that was founded without any convicts ever. And, they'll also tell you that Farmers Union iced coffee and fruit chocks are the best thing on the planet, and all these other lies, dirty, stinking lies.
Yep. You can just tell them that the Barossa Valley doesn't make up for the rest of their shit state.
And my lovely daughter's moved there again. Not far from your sister, in fact, Timbo.
Oh, which one's that?
You know, your sister, the one that lives there.
No, which one of your daughters moved?
Lee.
Oh, yep.
Duke says, if we didn't land on the moon, then the dish would have been a waste of money. Waste of a movie. Well, it's probably a waste of money as well, by the sound of it. But
it was not.
JT says, thanks for the correction, Gary. Julian, I love the film The Dish. When a NASA bod gave an Aussie their calculations, he threw them away and she went mental. He said, last time I looked at Australia is in the southern hemisphere. Yeah.
The Dish is a great movie, actually, isn't it? Like the same blokes who wrote The Castle.
I've never seen it.
Maybe not. It's about the Parkes telescope.
Nah.
Never heard of that either.
I don't watch things about things that aren't real. Like
See, I'm different. I will only watch things that aren't real. JT says, I wonder what it was to have viewed, what it was like to have viewed Earth from the moon. The famous Apollo 8 footage was incredible.
It sure was.
Amazing work of visual effects.
Yeah. You would have thought CGI was so good back then.
So the guy that took that photo died recently, of course.
Yeah.
So, Jim Lovell.
Yeah. Jim says, my doctor advised me to stop taking spheroids years ago. Very good. Paul says, SA has the worst beer in Oz. It tastes like making love in a canoe.
Oh, don't diss Coopers.
That's an interesting way of describing it.
So my main beef with beer in Australia is that states have different... states have different like size glasses for no real reason. So like some places have like, pints, which are pints, and then other places pints aren't pints. You need an imperial pint to get a pint. And then you can get like a schooner or a midi or a schmitty.
Yeah.
Which, as far as I'm concerned, any grown man that asks, oh, could I have a schmitty of Carlton Draft, deserves to be punched in the face.
And have his man card removed.
Yeah, like as far as pints exist. Like either live life to the fullest or don't. But there's no excuse to be ordering schooners.
So I don't know if you could see that, but yeah, that's what we're talking about. So in each state, everyone calls that a jug. Then you got pint, imperial pint, schooner, pint, schooner, midi pot, midi schooner, 10, and handle.
See, that little one we call a half pint.
Well,
yeah, but what's the point?
Because it's half the weight.
It is a half pint.
Yeah, exactly.
Why would you call it a half pint? Stupid. It's a bloody... Where am I? I should be loyal to the midi. I'll have a midi, thanks. Yeah, but at least we don't put beer in a microwave before we bloody drink it.
Yeah. To illustrate the point about why South Australia sucks, they're the one that have the they've just moved everything down and made an imperial pint a pint, made a schooner a pint, and then the schooner is a
Yeah, it's complicated.
Anyway, I get real aggro. If you're gonna have a drink, you have a pint. You know, it's the same like if you go for a coffee and instead of just getting a coffee or whatever, be it a black or a flat white or a cappuccino, you start getting into like, oh, could I have the milk microwaved to exactly 47.3 degrees? And could I have the shot of coffee separate? And could you also pat me on the head and tell me I'm a good boy?
Yeah.
You know, it's like, you clearly don't need a coffee that bad. You need help.
Yeah.
You're right.
So we've got a Costa coffee by us, and sometimes me and Kay go there just for like an hour or so, just to have a nice coffee out or something and chill out.
You don't go to Costa for a nice coffee. You got to be kidding me.
Yeah, you go for one the size of your head. Even I know that.
And they always say to you, "Oh, what would you like? Coffee? Yeah, which one? Coffee? Yeah, what type? A fucking coffee. Just make me a coffee. I don't care. Whatever your cheapest coffee is. I refuse to pay £10 for a cup of coffee." Jim says, I did notice a very large number of Irish people living in South Australia. Very suspects. Yeah. Go to Manchester, they'll soon tell you it's suspect if the Irish are there.
So this is talk about suspect. So this is Wikipedia. Oh, sorry, it's not. Sorry, it's Google. 16 great specialty coffee spots to visit in Melbourne. But if a site is called Double Skinny Macchiato, why the hell would you go to that as a authoritative source?
Yeah.
That sums up the people that live in Melbourne.
It sort of does, doesn't it?
It does.
Yeah. And hello to all my family.
Spend half your week's pay packet on a deconstructed, reconstructed, inverted, flat white.
They actually, they do serve deconstructed coffees. Like they have, like the milk separate, the coffee separate. You know, it's mad. And tea, you can order like a cup of tea, and it comes in 5 different things. It's bullshit. Yeah, deconstructed. You know, Melbourne. It's full of pretentious cockspanks.
Paul.
Yeah, Paul. No, that's. It's a bit of a mess. They're giving the rest of Australia a bad name.
You sly dog. You've got me monologuing.
JT says, Fosters were very popular here in the US. Loved the huge can.
We both went very quiet, Tim.
You're pretty hard-pressed to find Fosters in Australia.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it's... Look, the thing is, it tastes different in the UK. It does taste better than here, but it would be. I'm going to have to admit, like the last beer I'd reach for, second last would be a Great Northern, I believe, but that's just personal taste.
Yeah. Well, I went last time. Oh, we used to go to the Veterans Hub, and the woman that ran it was obsessed with, a proper coffee is one that's, percolated and you buy the granules and stuff like that, the beans and stuff. And she always said, "Oh, do you want a coffee?" I'm like, "Yeah, I want a normal coffee." "Oh, do you not want one out of the coffee machine?" "No." "Why not?" "Because I don't like it. It's horrible stuff. It's bitter. Just get me a jar of coffee. Just get me coffee out of a jar and put milk with it. It's fine."
Yeah, that's what we call pusser's dust in the Navy.
Yeah.
Instant coffee. It's pusser's dust.
Yeah. Instant coffee, milk, and sugar, and then hot water.
Do you know how they make instant coffee? It's pretty cool.
Go on.
They brew it. So they make the coffee.
Yeah.
And then it goes out on these big conveyors and sheet pans and stuff, and then it gets snap frozen and then broken. So yeah, it's all like pre-brewed, and then you're essentially rehydrating the coffee. It's pretty cool.
Yeah. I mean,
how is it possible that I've lost half of my tracks?
What?
I've only got one track here. Like, I'm looking for my other one. Where do I put it?
You haven't stacked it on top of itself, have you?
No, it's over there. It's in the spray booth for some reason.
It's on top of his head, like his glasses or something.
I lost my spectacles in Melbourne. I still haven't found them. So if anyone, all the dissing I was giving Melbourne a few minutes ago, to our friends in Melbourne, if you find a pair of glasses, they're mine. If you can send them back to me at care of Paul Marley at victoria.com.au.
Or to stick with the theme that they suck, give his glasses back, you thieving sacks.
GM says Queensland has 4-3X lager.
4X lager?
Yeah, but he's put 4-3X.
Yeah, but he's
Yeah,
South Wales has 3X. I think it's because they cannot count to 4.
Correct.
And there's a Mexican beer called Dos Equis, which is fun fact.
JT says, we call jugs pitchers here. Jugs are something else. Going to stop there to keep it PG. Yeah, we call them jugs as well. We don't call them pitchers.
Yeah, I don't think anyone would get mad at you for calling it a pitcher.
No. They just look at you confused for a second.
Yeah.
And they go, oh, yeah, I know what you mean.
So, sorry, very quickly, are you aware that the longest running court case on planet Earth is between Budweiser and the people they stole the recipe from, Budvar in the Czech Republic?
Doesn't surprise me.
So, true story. But here's the thing. I saw there's one of these Budvar things, Czech beer, I saw today is like their recipe with Australian hops, but they call the beer Checkmate, as in CZECH. How cool is that?
Yeah. And it still tastes like cat piss.
It's good.
Duke says, Timmy, don't forget about a butcher of Southwark Bitter. Jim says, met an Aussie at one of my favourite watering holes back in the day. He said, Foster's is what they export. Don't drink it in Ausland.
This is true. Absolutely true.
Yeah. What brewing company makes it?
Foster's.
Yeah.
Like, is it under like Carlton or?
Yeah, Carlton United Breweries. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because the symbol on the F is the same as VB and MB for Melbourne Bitter.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. This track's coming up. It's looking good. Now that it's drying, it's looking.
The UK, the Foster's we get in the UK is made by Heineken.
Yeah. All the breweries here, they're all foreign owned.
It's owned globally by Anheuser-Busch.
Anheuser-Busch.
The Americans strike again.
And distributed in the UK by Heineken.
Yeah.
There we go. Julian says, what about cans, tins? Is there a consistent size for those in Oz?
Yeah.
For the most part.
No, boobs come in all sizes.
I think a normal can is like 375 mils.
Correct.
That's not much more than a Coke can.
That is a Coke can.
No, a Coke can in the UK is 330 mil.
So our friend of the channel, Mick, has shared a BBC Leicester story saying on the run Wallaby found dead after search, and he's saying, was this me? No, I have an alibi. I was not in Leicester anytime lately.
Yeah. British cans, Coke cans and stuff are 33 CL.
33 CL?
Centiliters.
Centiliters. So that's a term we don't use here.
So 1 centiliter is 10 milliliters.
Yep, I figure that.
That's just a thing we don't do.
We just don't do it. No, nothing against it. We just don't do it.
Our beer cans, I think they tend to be 500 ml now.
All right. So, how did you glue your tracks, Timbo? Was it super glue or?
Yeah. So I super glued, and I did that prior to installing.
Did you? Okay. So then you just stretched them over.
So have you glued your sprocket in?
No, the sprocket and the front and back turn.
Yep. So I left the idler on.
Yeah.
I took the sprocket off. I put the tracks over.
Oh yeah.
And then I kind of just had my thumb there, pulled the front section of track out, slid the drive sprocket into place on the track, and then kind of just wedged it into position and then pressed it in.
Thank you for the tip. That's what I'll do.
And the reason I did that was because I wasn't sure how tight the fit on the tracks would be. And on the Panzer 2, it gave me grief for a good while.
David of the Valleys says Costa's better than Starbucks. Both not hot enough.
Oh, okay.
Patrick says 375 ml, Julian. Julian says the one time I bought a coffee out and didn't like it, it was Costa. Cost a fortune. PT says also in South Australia, a lot of Welsh and Cornish too. There we go. David
so they
says,
literally, in their local paper in South Australia, they still have a column now.
Yes.
What's happening in Old Blighty? There's a lot of expat poms there, and I couldn't believe it. I'm just like, what? Why don't you let it go?
Because they're expat, not next gen. Dave says, JT, yes, stop. JT, there is the coffee that came out of the monkey's butt. No, spank you. No, there's one that comes out of a cat's butt. It's I can't remember what it's called, but it's a really expensive one.
The world's most expensive coffee is, you're right. It's shat through an animal.
Kopi Luau, that's it. Kopi Luau coffee.
Yeah,
Jem says, you want coffee? Better come over to Korea. 99,000 cafes aren't wrong. Taste, pass. Patrick says, more likely place to go get ripped off than when buying a coffee. Yes. Paul, glad to hear someone feels the same way about Melbourne. John only feels like that because they stole his glasses.
Bastards.
And I'm just a insidious, hateful sprite.
JT says, burnt coffee is definitely horrible. Has to be fresh. Yeah. See, I like instant coffee when you put the milk in. I think the reason why the machine coffee tastes so bitter is because you put the hot water on the coffee and burn the coffee first before you put the milk in. So it tastes a lot stronger. TBG says jugs. That's a couple of P47s. JT says Foster's his cause, I believe. No.
Well, it might as well be. Coors Light has got to be, I think, the most terrible beer I've ever tasted.
I don't.
Controversial, I know. Yeah, but it happened to be green at the time as well, because it was a day after St. Patrick's Day, and we were in Georgia, and they do stuff like that.
Well, we weren't much better. Like when I was a kid, you remember Heinz would always come out with like green tomato sauce on St. Patrick's Day?
Yeah.
Yeah. Shameful.
At least with McDonald's, it made sense because green ice cream was just mint ice cream.
That's what you think. Actually,
yeah. I worked in McDonald's when I was a teenager.
Paul says, Duke, thanks for the reminder. Savic is the beer I raved about.
Mm-hmm. There's very little difference between the milkshakes and the ice cream. They both come in big bags full of white liquid. Well, off-white liquid.
Yeah.
GT says, I stand corrected. Anheuser-Busch. He used to be president from memory. David of the Valley says, one of the beers I enjoyed in Salisbury was a Badger's 4X, not one to drink more than 3 of.
I thought he was going to say 4 something else
then. One drink I can't abide is WD-40. JT says he loves Yuengling.
Youngling.
I love Youngling. We used to go past the Stroh's Brewery on the way to college. Stroh's? Sadly, the campus I started at is closing. Did 3 semesters there and then went to the main campus at Penn State.
Oh,
there sure are some words there, John.
Well, yeah.
Gary says you could years ago buy a Darwin stubby, a 2-litre glass bottle of beer. It tasted awful. The glass is very thin, broke really easily. The Americans loved the stuff. Yeah, they stopped selling it probably a number of years ago, maybe 10 years ago, because
the Americans liked it.
No, it was doing bad things to the non-reflective Australians. They're literally genetically not engineered to drink alcohol. No word of lie. You know, they never had it in their culture, so they literally can't do it. And it sends them off. There's a lot of violence in their communities and stuff, so it's best to sort of swear them off that stuff.
Yeah, it's a story echoed all over the world.
Yeah.
It's weird. A younger generation, like my kids' generation, that barely drink now, and yet it was normal for us to go to the pub and stuff on a Friday night or whatever. Yeah, and I can remember like when I was a teenager, people that were in their 20s would go off to the nearest city to go for a night out on a Saturday and things.
Yeah?
Yeah. It was just normal. Now people barely drink.
I just have to double check the photo, make sure I don't put the tracks on backwards. Right. And now I'll put them on backwards.
Jim's. We just read that one. JT says, "How was the coffee that came out of the monkey's butt? Tasted like crap."
Don't know. Can't afford it.
David says, "Wife has some relative down around New South Wales." Oh no!
I'm sorry to hear that, Dave.
Tiff says, "I don't drink coffee, and even I know to put the milk in before the hot water so you don't burn it." Yeah, burnt coffee is horrible.
Yeah, can be.
Yeah, JT says, "John, Milwaukee's best light was then worse than Coors. The freshman didn't want it. You know it's bad when."
Oh.
Jim, remember Strauss spelled backwards is shorts. Duke, I always laugh at people ordering coffee extra hot. I keep thinking, just drink it quicker. Haha. JT says Yingling. Joe says, yes, JT, love Yingling. Glad we get it now in the South. Joe says, John Marley's pronounced Yingling.
Okay.
JT,
yeah.
I think we get the point now. JT
I
says,
learned something today. I had no idea. Never heard of it.
Yeah. JT says, Joe, remember when it came to New York metro area? Duke, Paul T, my dad loved Southwark Bitter. He used to give my brother and I a shandy every Christmas. We used to beg him not to. He used to say it'll put hairs on your chest. Yeah. Kerry Ann's in. She says, hey, everyone. Hey,
hello, Kerry Ann. Hope your dad's feeling better.
Yeah. She says, just making sure you're not missing dad too much. We are.
We are, yeah.
It's just not the same without him. Will says Yingling. It sounds like a Chinese circus. Jim says Carrie Ann Morris. Miss Gary Ann Benji too. Yingling Circus. Joe says, Mike, wife wants out of the US. I mentioned Wales and she said no, too crazy of a language. My pick is Scotland or Costa Rica. You think you'd be able to understand the jocks?
Costa Rica. There's too many dinosaurs down there.
My goodness, at least we speak English in Wales.
Oh, you guys.
JT says, Rolling Rock. Well, it's true. Only about 25 to 30% of the Welsh population can speak Welsh.
Yeah, but it's just as well. I'm able to have subtitles here.
Yeah. JT says, Rolling Rock was a Pennsylvania favorite in college. Told to watch beer in my fridge, and told I could have some. Drank it all. When they came back for it, it was gone. Well, that's just Jack. You don't do that to your mates. Jem says, an American C-141 Starlifter with 200 troops aboard left Darwin. An hour later, it returned. The rear cargo opened and outpoured warm, wet beer and soggy troops. 400 broken stubbles.
Oh, my God. Stubbies.
Yeah. No, he's put stubbles.
Yeah, I know, but Stubbies a beer.
Yeah. JT says, David Yingling's slogan was America's oldest brewery. I bet it. Paul says, Duke, you and Bro were bright kids. JT says, Mikey, I paid them for the beer. Good.
Isn't it funny? Like, at the start of the show, of course, we had no idea we'd be talking about beer, but this is another good conversation.
Yeah. I used to work for a beer delivery firm.
Did you?
Yeah, I was a driver. Well, actually, I started when I was 14, working as a second man on a wagon, doing deliveries. It was great because every time we did a delivery to a pub, they give us a free beer, even though I was only 14.
Every time you did a delivery, how many pubs did you drop off at?
About 20.
Bloody hell.
So we'd refuse them in the morning, and then once it got to dinner time, we'd say, yeah, okay.
Dinner time was what, 8 a.m.?
No, about 12. After we'd had our dinner break.
Come on, Idler. I mean, Sprocket.
It was usually if we were on a Llangollen round, it was usually free sausage dinner that we got from one of the chippies we delivered to. We'd make sure we delivered there about dinner time. I used to deliver to one pub in a place called Pontblythen. And if you went there in the morning, the owner would greet you at the back door for where the cellar is. And once you'd done the delivery, he'd make you sit down and have a cup of coffee and a bacon butty or a sausage butty. And if you went in the afternoon, he'd make you sit in the bar and have a pint and a meal with him.
Wow.
So, it's like my summer job after I finished school was I was a removalist for that summer. And living in Canberra at the time, there's a lot of embassies and stuff. So I moved out the Greek ambassador and his wife, and she kept on making us sit down to eat, which was pretty awesome. Like, it was a 2-day job because, big house. But yeah, they gave us a bunch of bottles of wine that they couldn't take with them and all sorts. And I'm one of the few people that can say that back in 2012, I saw the Greek ambassador in his underpants and singlet helping us carry furniture.
Hello to all our Greek friends.
Yes.
Yeah, his wife yelled at him.
That's still not right.
There's more Greek people in Melbourne, Australia, than there are in Athens. True story.
Tiff says, Joe, gonna give you some advice. Read up on your Scottish laws and stuff before you decide to live it. Yeah. Scotland has its own laws separate from England, and they are not good. Especially if you're American, because Americans believe in free speech and things.
Well,
do they though?
They do, unless you're from a certain side. But we're not going there. Joe says JT had a friend from Pittsburgh, drank Steel City beer, tasted like crap. Duke, the proper term is echoes, not stubbies. They are shorts. Wilf says, I'm more of a cider man, but I generally avoid alcohol. Yeah. I don't drink cider. JT
So
says,
I just glanced up at the screen there. I was reading
Yes.
the comment, but then I had a look at the picture above it, a guy holding a thing together with a pair of tweezers, and I thought, gee, that tank looks awesome. And I realised it was mine. What are the odds?
You big-headed shit.
I
Oh,
don't do tanks.
just on that, John, like I was saying, there should be enough slack in that wheel. If you want, you can
Drop that down. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll be doing that.
Yeah.
But yeah,
But
I've got to.
otherwise, didn't have any issue with the install.
No, I did not. No, it
See,
went on well.
I don't need to worry about that because the side skirt's going to cover it anyway.
You're right, as will mine.
Yes.
But I would like to, make it as well as I can. So I'm gonna see if I drop the tank down there.
JT says, Steel City, I remember the tall cans, maybe thinking of Oil City.
Cans.
Joe says, okay, Tiff, I will as long as the First Amendment is still on. Oh, wait a minute. No. We don't have a constitution. Although there is discussion now about creating a UK constitution.
Why start now?
Eh?
Why start now? It's like 1,000 years too late.
Yeah, because it's not really been a problem until the last couple of years.
Yeah, the problem is the people that would be presiding over your new constitution are the Muppets that are in now.
Exactly. JT says, my dad liked Peels and Schaefer. I remember the Schaefer jingle. Yeah. Tiff says, no First Amendment here in the UK. No. Joe says, Schaefer very cold is great. JT says, hot, sitting pretty, all together in Schaefer City. JT will not drink Miller. Nasty. Yeah.
Oh, that's not bad.
Paul says, late teens, I worked in a wholesale wine and spirit supplier who supplied 4X to Oz Armed Forces.
Yeah.
One of the things that we supplied was bottled water and things. And we had to deliver to like Everton Football Club and things like that. So especially to their training grounds, because they'd have like a pallet of water every week for the training ground. So I used to have to go into the training rooms and everything and drop all the crates of water off. Jem says, John really needs his glasses back now.
Yes.
David says, Mikey, you can still see part of the drop down even with the skirts on. No, you won't. How are you going to see it?
Yeah, it's looking good.
How are you going to see the drop down?
Very nice.
It's all camouflage. I don't know what you're talking about. Jim says, the Panther has a distinctive track sag similar to the King Tiger. Track makes contact with the second outer wheel. Reference photos, always useful for that. Yeah.
All right.
You see the track sag, but you won't see on top. Wow, 27 people watching.
And welcome, everyone.
Why? Why are you watching us?
Oh, how good.
Carry On's watching for Tim, but
this is one of the few times I can actually endorse dry brushing and be happy.
Yeah. Don't forget to lube and scrub, and if you've been here before and not commented, or you haven't been here before, don't forget to say hi to us in the chat. We'll read your comments out.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah, 28 people watching. I think we've got 24 likes at the minute, which is pretty cool. JT says German beers in Germany were great. Jever and Stoy or Mans, Staumann's were good beers in Cuxhaven. There we go. Very good. Paul says track sags happen at a certain age.
Oh, true that.
That's one of the things we were talking about on the members live stream on Wednesday. We were talking about Jim doing his lunges, and he said, "I don't." He said, "I don't wear spandex." I said, "Oh my god, he dips his coffee." That's how he knows he's gone too far down. Jim says, "My dad's army smock had a label in the collar explaining how a zip worked. I commented, the jobs involve guns." Yes, but you have to cater for the lowest common denominator. And there were some very common denominators in the army. GM says, track sag, come back on a hot day, then check for track sag. Yes. I think I need to paint that one back yellow.
No. So saying earlier, I haven't got an aircraft on the go, and I really should. So the choices are a MiG-21 in Iraqi colours or a 48 scale Tornado GR1 in probably 2 Squadron, maybe 617 colours.
Which kit is that one?
That one's the Italy.
Because we're doing the Revel one at some point, aren't we?
Yes, yeah, that's 72nd scale. But yeah, I've got the Italy 48 scale, and I've got the Edward/Revel 48 scale.
You recently did a MiG, didn't you?
MiG-23, yes.
Yeah. So why don't you do the Tornado this time?
All right.
There you go.
What say you, chat?
Yeah.
That looks all right. The track sag works well.
Yeah. Jim says, Mike, not lunges, weight training, my dear chap. Oh my God, you're tying weights to him as well.
Oh, God. That's a video I would pay good money to see.
That'd be like one of those videos when they're doing those really weird Guinness World Records, isn't it? Squatting down with some weights tied to him, then trying to stand up. GM says, John, do both. He's only got one pair of hands. Julian says, Mikey, apparently that label was a relic from when the army swapped from buttons to zips, and they had to explain how the new zips worked. Yeah. Because the old battle dress and stuff had buttons on it, didn't it?
I think I'm more or less done, apart from fine details on the tank. Yeah, I think so. Like I've stuck the guy in now, so.
Ooh. Can we zoom in on Timar and get him a bit of focus, please? Maybe it's your camera, Tim.
Yeah, might be.
Maybe it's your interwebs. I don't know.
Yeah.
God, that looks amazing. Love it.
So yeah, and then got old mate sitting in the top there.
Have you named him?
That'd
be a no.
No. Oberleutnant Dave.
But yeah, and it's got a lucky horseshoe on the front, which didn't work because I'm pretty sure this Jagdpanther ended up being destroyed. But yeah, happy enough with that, I think. So yeah, I'll start the diorama next week.
Nice.
Cracking job there.
Well, I think other than toning this down and doing some weathering on it, I think I'm pretty much done. I'll obviously put the tracks on.
So yeah, I all I need to do really is repaint some of the wheels rubber, and then pick off all the details like the Pioneer tools and whatnot. But the tank itself, once I drop the side skirts on, I can move on to a base myself.
Yeah.
Oh, actually, I've kind of lied. The little retaining pins and chains, I just need to pick out with silver. And then there's one on the front there, which holds the bung for the MG slot. And then I'm pretty sure I primed these. Yep. And I've just got 2 sections of track, which will be mounted on the other side. But yeah, that's little things.
JT says, you guys are so talented.
That's a lie, a dirty stinking lie.
And you so need your eyes testing.
This is maybe the 5th tank I've made. It's I think Tim, you've done less. This is what the 2nd?
Second, yep.
What I'm thinking is I should do more tanks because this is enjoyable.
Yeah. More tanks is good.
Thanks for the memories.
You're welcome. You got hold the side skirts in place whilst they dry. Jim says, Tim, where's the tank commander's piano?
Back here with all. Oh, actually, that's something I can put in frame. It's the accoutrement. So I do have some joymans painted.
Nice.
So.
Oh.
He's disco dancing.
Yeah, so.
He's saying, shut up, I'm trying to hear.
Oh, dude, if you did put that one with
down.
the piano on, you could have him next to him dancing.
No, the piano's not making an appearance. But yeah, and then, I've got the, where are we? Got the drums and stuff for the diorama. Courtesy of Columbus's 3D work, and then my inability to print properly. But yeah, got the detail on the top, and I figure the bottom doesn't matter because I'll just sink that in some mud. But yeah, lovely models those. Yeah, and then what else have I painted over here? A bunch of rifles and such, which that might start freaking out on me.
Yeah, it looks good, dude. Mine's going to have the back door open, the loading hatch. And it's going to have a guy stood out the back like that, reaching out.
Matron.
Close it. And it's going to have guys stood around the fire bin. JT says, Jim, you also need electric guitar. Lily Marlene on electric guitar.
Is that all my guys? Yeah.
Julian says, Jim, better acoustics inside the tank. GM, checking the controls of the BBMF Spitfire and the Hurricane before flight, was surprised to find out just how much variation there was in the control cables due to temperature change on a hot day. Yes.
Yeah. That's why later aircraft had compensators.
So.
Tish says, looks like he's trying to hit those high notes. JT says, here's an idea, get an old record and make a Lily Marlene label and put the tank on it as part of the diorama. Would that be too crazy? Very good. Joe says, oh, Tiff, so right about Scottish laws. Wow. Oh yeah, Mikey, I don't want to be around hooligans and heathens. No offense, Julian. It's all right. Just live up north or in mid Wales. Joe says, I'm just a crabby old man. Hey, where does Gary Morris live? We could be neighbours. I'm sure he would love it. JT says, wie einst Lily Marlene, wie einst Lily Marlene. There we go. Very good. And we've got 10 minutes left. That's gone quite quickly today.
It always does, doesn't it?
Yeah, I'm always surprised by how quickly it goes.
How long do you fellas reckon you'll need to bang your dioramas together?
It depends how sophisticated we want to go.
Well,
Why?
Because
Because
I'm just I'm just planning because I've got most of my little guys ready to go. So it's essentially just sculpting and painting the base, and then gluing some plasticard around the outside. So
yeah, that won't work.
I think, I don't know, might take me 2 sessions to be like to have it finished.
I think it might take us a bit more than that. Because Gary Evans has got to build an entire railway flatbed, hasn't he?
He did mention that, yeah.
Yeah, and he's doing that on the diorama as well. He's doing both of them together on the diorama.
Glue.
Gary Morris hasn't started his diorama yet, and I haven't started mine. So it's going to be another few weeks.
You should be better at modelling.
Love it.
Yeah, still
You all thought I was crazy when I was still doing photo etch in week 4.
Yes. Yeah, we usually work on around 12 sessions, don't we? And it's only session 8, so. Callum says,
Yeah,
glad you
sweet.
like it, Timmy.
Yeah, they're great, mate.
JT says, Lily Malane was in interesting story. British forces in Africa captured the record, and the song was sung by Vera Lynn. Became a hit on both sides of the war. There we go.
There you go.
Yeah.
Oh my god! So I just literally just pushed the first track on where it goes. Sorry, the side skirt where it goes.
Yeah.
And yeah, how wonderful! It fits perfectly. Thank you, Edward. All right, so I'll stick all these on and then paint them separately, of course. But yeah.
Are you having the full complement?
I'm thinking of maybe missing one, but I haven't decided which one. And I'm going to have one with a big ass ding in it as well.
Nice.
But I don't really know. There is no plan. I'm just sort of going forward, you know.
I think for me, rather than doing battle damage, it's mostly going to be doing wintering effects.
Ah.
Because it's something I've never done before.
Yeah, I did some paint chipping and stuff today.
Yeah.
But yeah. Yeah.
June says, JT Paddy Main also rewrote the lyrics for the SAS. There you go. JT, the original singer Lael Anderson, went to a concentration camp. The song was played by mistake in occupied Romania. There we go.
Oh.
We're getting to the battle of the knowledge again, aren't we? Paul says, adios amigos. Thanks for the laughs and chat. See you next week. See you later, buddy. And JT says, Lael Anderson survived the war. There we go. Jim says, Timmy, hope you'll post photos of the Jagdpanther on Discord. Some close-ups of the excellent PE detail you added, please.
Yeah, I'm sure I could swing that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
GM says, I've not started my diorama of the Korean War airfield either. Got the grass, mud, and fuel drums. Time, anyone? JT says, not a battle at all. Fascinating sharing and art. No, it's a joke, mate, from before you started on the channel. It used to be Julian and Dieter together, and they would always be trying to outdo each other with what they knew.
Yeah, there's no judgment here.
No. It's just an in-joke on the channel.
Except from me, I judge everyone.
You filthy northern Australian person. Yeah.
70.
Damn Puddle Pie. I bet you were really popular on board, weren't you? On board ship.
I had a couple of friends, yeah.
A couple more than me, then. Oops. Didn't do friends when I was in. JT says, eh?
Good.
JT says, okay, thanks for telling me about the joke, Mikey. Today was a lot of fun. Yeah. JT says, Timmy is like instant friend. What? Cheap and less bitter than expensive friend.
Just like an Australian beer.
Yeah. Joe says, Timmy, always have to have that one guy. Very much needed, especially today. Yeah. David says, another very enjoyable stream with so much fun in chat as well as information. Yeah. Done well, guys.
Okay.
Awesome job. GM
Always
says,
fun
I would
hanging out with you
wait
guys.
for a crack at... What? Someone speak then.
Oh, sorry, mate. Yeah, I was just saying it's always good to hang out with you guys and the chat.
Oh, you big mushy sod. We love
take
you
it
too,
back.
Timmy. We want to give you a big hug. GM says, I would watch and wait for a crack at either Hagrid and Julian. They are quick. Yeah. JT says, John looks good with a skirt on. And Tim
Thanks.
right next to him in the leather mask. Julian says, great stream as always, everyone. Thank you, Julian. And JT says, the tank, not John. Oh, yeah, there was a comma in there. I forgot.
Still funny.
Rob says, the paintwork on all three looks super amazing. I have a lot to learn. Oh, trust me, mate. It doesn't take much to learn what we do. Yeah.
No, we never. We don't believe we're particularly good at this stuff. We just enjoy it, as you should, because it's a hobby.
Yeah, it's all about enjoying it and having patience. That's all it is. Joe says, Mikey, give Timmy the hug after you are off the air, please. No, that's when the kisses come about. That's when he shows us how well the Navy taught him to handhold.
I wasn't a very able seaman for nothing.
The most able seaman. Bob says, Rob, resin funds in 5. There we go. Cool. Oh, yeah. Rob is resin Rob, isn't he? Yeah. Here's an interesting one. Rob says, colour blindness is a blocker for me. I painted a diorama this week. All the grass is brown. I'm colourblind as well, mate. Believe it or not. It made photography really interesting. I think Tim's froze.
No.
Yeah, you have. Me and John are moving. You're not.
Oh.
He's moving for me.
Yeah. Weird. He's frozen on mine. In this really sort of like this pose.
Maybe you should emigrate to a better country.
Got him.
Even the internet agrees. Doodly doo doo. That's the noise that means burn. There we go.
Yeah. I'm colourblind.
All right. I'll be looking up in a moment.
Stuff like red, browns, and purples and blues I struggle with. JT says, good luck on your test, Timmy.
Yeah, thanks, mate.
Yeah. Jimmy says, question, is a sailor in a wheelchair a disabled seaman? Thing is, how would you get him on the ship? And how would he get around it?
Well, you skull drag him. But...
What, by the hair?
Speaking of things that don't move very well, we have like a big heavy dummy called Oscar.
Yeah.
And you throw him over for man overboard exercises and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And one of the new dibbies tossed Oscar over the side.
Yeah.
And didn't secure him. So Oscar was gone. And he got docked something like $6,000.
Jim says Timmy is blurry. Yes.
That's no good.
Yeah. Rob says exactly the same colours here. Playing snooker is a nightmare. Yeah, I used to hate it when I was playing pool, and they had the yellow light over the table because it meant I couldn't tell the difference between the yellow balls and the cue ball because I couldn't see the difference in tones.
There you go.
So I used
there we go. So side skirts one side. I think I'll leave one bit off, but it looks all right. It's
cool.
I'll ding them up a bit, spray them a bit. But yeah, got a lot done today. It's cool.
Yeah.
Nice.
Bob says, spent the last quarter hour supporting a shouty parrot. Julian says, easy, Mikey, shipboarding via catapults. And Joe says, Oscar, rest in peace.
Yep.
Right. We're at 2 hours and 1 minute. It's been fun today, guys. We've been under strength, but it's been good.
Yeah.
Thank you all for
Always
today.
good to work on the YAG.
Yeah. I'm actually looking forward to starting on the diorama.
I want to do the blokes.
Eh? Do you want to add something onto that sentence?
No, just no. I'll leave it there for comedy effects.
That's what you'll be looking like after.
Yeah.
You've seen something about Mary. That's what's going on here.
June says, reminds me of an old snooker game on TV. For those watching in black and white, the brown is next to the red. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Right. We're back on Monday.
Looking pretty bloody good, eh? Looking
there
all right. We go. They'll be red and green and blah, 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 but that's all right. Looking like
blah, blah, blah.
Look at that. The tracks have come up all right.
Hang on. Have you painted underneath?
Yeah. Well,
there we go. You skid panned it underneath.
yeah.
Cool.
I'll take that peg out now.
Not quite.
Yeah.
Not quite.
Yeah. Anyway, thanks for today, gentlemen. It's been a blast.
Good to see you.
Yeah. As always, Jimbo.
On Monday, 12 till 2 for the normal panel where we'll be building the ships, World War I ships, with Mr. Morris. Until then.
Timmy, enjoy Katie's baby shower.
I will. Although I'm pretty sure it's a working day for me, so I'll be on the barbecue.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, it's where they teach Tim how to shower a baby. Right. On that, see you on Monday. Cool val for now.
All right.
Alrighty. See ya.